Hello. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Storm Halls here. And I am Babel, gonna be your host for today. I'm actually trying to set up the game here. And it is the first time that we're doing something so exciting. So do give us some time while we're trying to make sure that everything else goes smoothly and there is no other further hiccups along the way. Now, do note, today's game is going to be a best of 5, and what the Storm Halls really aims to showcase is definitely a very good mixture of all the teams in Southeast Asia, as well as a good platform for teams to show, just what they're made of and what they're capable of along the way. I'm really excited to be here because this is my first time shoutcasting a Heroes of the Storm game, and effectively that is a lot of excitement to look forward to because this is just a new game in alpha, and everyone else is just very new, very excited to be here, of course, and I think that this has got a lot of potential in this game, especially because this is just such a fantastic game as we've all come to love it already. And yeah, that's just one of the many main reasons why I've decided to do this here. And right now I'm actually trying to make sure that there is no latency problem before we go into the game. Don't want to make sure that there's any problem halfway through that. And hopefully everything henceforth will be smooth. Do note I'm actually doing a bit of a solo production here as well as cast, so there might be a certain point in time where I'm not able to watch the Twitch chat, or rather when I'm not able to respond to you guys on some of the more blatant production problems such as huge audio dysfunctional issues or just something funny along the way. Right, so today's game is very simple. What we're going to do is that we're going to do a BO5 like I mentioned before, and we will also have a very interesting twist in terms of the rules here. What we're going to do is we're going to have two teams play off in that specific amount of games, and the rules are very simple. We're going to have one side pick the map pick, the other side going to pick the first pick. Of course, we're going to roll here first, and we've got already both sides deciding what exactly they want to roll. We will, because of the lack of roll mode here supposedly in Heroes of the Storm, I'm actually gonna have to do this very manually. And what I mean by that, I'm actually gonna show you guys here. There we go. Right, so this is what we call the true random number generator. It is as true as it can get, man, guys. So that said, we have already got Tincan picking up 1 and Candy picking up 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the generate here, and you should see the results. Refresh, there we go, and 1 it is. So for the first game is that it's going to have Tincan. So Tincan picking 1 and winning this roll here means that they're going to have the right to choose the first game, whether they want to have it map pick or first pick. Then what we're going to do is that once we have the map decided, we're going to rehost the lobby, and they will do the draft according to who gets the first pick. Now we're going to draft this very simply. 2 heroes will be banned from each side, and also we're going to see a total of 10 picks after that. So that would be 4 heroes banned away and 10 heroes being picked up, almost half of the 31 heroes we have available in Heroes of the Storm. And that would be a pretty interesting position because there are some other rules. Let me just pull up my rule sheet here just so that we can easily look at this as a whole. Oh, by the way, yeah, forgot to change the cam to show my face here. Of course, it's not a very exciting one, but still, it's the first time I'm doing something, and I want to make sure that something for Heroes of the Storm, obviously, and I want to make sure that it's done properly here. So I'm gonna read through the rule set as we speak. It seems like Tincan's gonna go for map, and we're gonna do Cursed Hollow first for the first game. So Candy gets first draft. Now normally we will have the timer going in the background, but today we decide not to do that because this is the first time everyone's doing it. Right, and yeah, it's supposed to start at 8 PM, but everyone is just it's more like my problem rather than the player's problem. It's more like the fact that I was just busy trying to make sure that the stream's fine. But right, about the rules. Now, there will be a total of 5 stages in the Storm Halls. The first stage is the pre-game. You've just witnessed the RNG flip. What I've called that is that each team will pick either heads or tails represented by number 1 and O. So in that flip there, it was pretty clear Tincan picked 1 and Kenny picked O. So Tincan will decide with the following choices, either to go first in one of the following, map pick or first pick or ban. So they decided to go for map pick, picking Cursed Hollow first, and Candy will have the first pick for this game. Right, so more details about that will be disclosed in stage 2. So here we go into the map pick stage, and I actually got quite a fair set of overlays set up already, but they are very, very slow in terms of loading here. Let's see if we can pick this up to speed. Right, so there we go, game goes in. Game 1, map pick here, and we're gonna have the Cursed Hollow being picked up. As you can see, Cursed Hollow lights up very nicely, and we go into the hero draft right now. We're gonna have some pretty interesting drafts for today. And it seems like Tincan is going to be on the right side for clarification purposes. Candy will be on the left. Both teams are from Singapore. And it would be very exciting to have both of them there today. And it seems like it's clear here. So here we go. Cursed Hollow for the first game. And the banned heroes coming out firstly from Candy would be Zeratul. It's interesting to see Zeratul straight away already banned out here. Not many people like to play Zeratul in this game. Against a competitive team, of course, because that is just one hero that seems to be pretty crazy. So Zeratul is banned already. Tyrael gets the first ban coming from Tincan. And I really like that hero a lot. Unfortunately, we're not going to see that hero here in the first game. Tyrael is just one very, very awesome hero. Let me just tell you why. He's just so tanky, has an extra shield that just gives all your allies some good extra HP as well as a very good ultimate. The Judgment goes in for 1.5 seconds of stun. And that is some really, really insane good skills on a tank, as well as the fact that I could actually catch most heroes with his sword throw there. Pretty good stuff coming up from Tyrael. But we're not going to see Tyrael in this game. Right, so Tyrael gets banned out as well. And we will also have Nova being banned by Candy for the 4th ban here. Right, so because there is no such draft mode yet in Heroes of the Storm, I'm actually manually doing this now as we speak here. So we're gonna have Nova being banned, and following which, the 4th and final hero to be banned away from today's game would be that of Uther. Surprisingly, Uther and Uther and Tyrande are some of my favorite support heroes, but we're not gonna see Uther for today. Uther is very good in the fact that he's also one really rigged hero. He's got like a very big stun for an ultimate there, as well as a lot of good healing skills. In fact, every single skill of his can virtually try and heal. He's got 2 skills that can really heal well, and I really like that. So we're not gonna see those being picked up here. So now moving forward, it's gonna be a 1-2-2-2-1 kind of situation for the pick here. And going forward, first pick goes directly. As you can see, the pick is now lighted up. If you have not noticed that already, it's going towards Candy. So they're gonna have the first pick hero of Tasada. Wow, Tasada going support first. Now Tasada is really sick because of the ability to just give shield to any ally. Also the Archon ultimate is just crazily insane. You could also go for wall ultimate. That's why we like about Tasada. So much support function in this hero that you just cannot make do without him. First pick goes directly to Candy. That would be Tasada. By the way, the players on Candy includes Kiro, Ray, Candy S, Maki, as well as one other guy that I cannot see in this channel yet. But no worries, we're gonna have that sorted out real soon. And then we will also now have Tincan pick. There are 2 heroes. So 1-2-2-2-2-1. So we're gonna have the second team to pick to decide on 2 heroes that they want to play, and it seems like it's gonna be Tychus and Arthas. Very, very good options there, Tychus and Arthas. I just find that those are some of the best decision-making skills coming up from Tincan. Tychus is just such an insane hero. You've got a lot of damage, and normally in those games that you play in pub games, normally you just see Tychus dealing a lot of damage from his machine gun run in the middle, as well as some very big ultimate on the Thor. The Odin, in fact, is just so tanky. Gives him like an extra pseudo second health here. going forward. Arthas is the Lich King, and it needs no further introduction. He is just very good in terms of team fight as well as being a tank. He's just one of the more tanky heroes, in my opinion, with the Gould summoning skill as the ultimate there. Pretty good stuff, as well as summoning Sindragosa on the flip side, which will nicely deactivate towers in terms of good push. So there we go. It's gonna be those two heroes from Tincan as the first two to be picked up. Now back to Candy to decide, and they will go for Anubarak and Rhaegar, already using one of the newer heroes here in Heroes of the Storm. Anubarak is one of the more, interesting heroes, simply because Anubarak is just very much utility based. He's not really classified as a tank. He is a melee warrior. And that's interesting because they're trying to make him like a pseudo warrior, but not really a true born warrior kind of a position. He has a good stun skill. He's got, in fact, two very good stun skills, and an ultimate that really just gives him pretty sick amount of heals with the Locust Swarms just all over around him. And those are some pretty good skills coming from Anubarak. We also got on the flip side Rhaegar. Rhaegar is another good support, and it seems like Candy is just building up their lineup very firmly on support here. Rhaegar is just, I don't need to introduce this guy. This guy's got Bloodlust as ultimate. He's got some pretty sick heals as ultimate as well. And now you plus that together with the Tasada shield. That's gonna make sure that one guy is just very, very hard to pick off here, coming up from Candy. Now moving forward, back to Tincan. They go ahead with the two other picks coming from their side, and it's gonna be Tyrande and Stitches. Tyrande and Stitches, wow, that's interesting. I never really thought that Tyrande could be picked up as a competitive play. Simply because he's just such a squishy hero, and he's not one of the most fantastic healer in the game. It just is something like a damage amplifier with the Hunter's Mark there. Pretty good stuff. It's like the trait of Tyrande. Pretty good extra damage increase kind of a skill that allows the rest of the teammate to deal some increased damage, as well as very good stun. The Moonlight skill there that Tyrande has, some pretty good stuff as well. And Stitches is also pretty good. Stitches definitely is viable in competitive play, simply because Stitches is a pretty fantastic hero. By all means, it's just one of those heroes that could really just soak up so much damage, heal up again. It's got two ultimates, one that gives a very disgusting looking bowl on the floor, the other one that just helps him chomps down like a choo-choo train there, going to a buffet. Good stuff from Stitches. We're gonna see those plays coming from Tincan. And now back to the last two heroes from Candy's side. It's just still taking some time to decide, and it seems like I finally caught up to the game here. Right, so Candy now is going to decide on two last heroes for themselves. They've picked up sufficient amount of support. I like to see some assassins being thrown into the mixer. Maybe Kerrigan, maybe something that could help address the Tychus on the other side of this lineup here. And don't forget that they've also got Tyrande, Stitches, some pretty solid heroes coming from Tincan. And that's what I want Candy to do right now, is just nicely address that DPS. It's already down to the last two picks here. Some viable stuff that could actually pick up is, like I said, Kerrigan, it's just so tanky. With the shield, of course, but inherently Kerrigan's not a very tanky hero, but once you give him the shield, or her the shield from Tasada, and the funny heal skills come from Rhaegar, maybe we're gonna see Kerrigan do some really sick damage with Maelstrom as ultimate as well. You could also pick the Ultralist skill for ultimate, which would deal damage to one particular target along the way. And that's it. They don't really have a tank as well, so I like to see them pick up the tank. Arthas is being picked already. Tyrael is being thrown away, being banned away as well. Stitches is on the opposite side of this lineup. They are in a lot of trouble for Candy. Up against Stitches, up against Arthas, perpetually heroes that could not die. That is, my god, and another whole definition, a crazy lineup. But of course they don't really have the damage. They only have got the Tychus to deal all the damage there, so it could just still be a little shy in that aspect. But we're gonna have the last two pick announced already by Team Candy, and it seems like it will be Diablo and Vala. So they do fulfill both interesting roles. The assassin carries supposedly damage dealer role, as well as the Diablo. Diablo is just a very good tank, but the problem with Diablo is that he is a regenerative tank, in the sense that he's got a lot of health regeneration, not so much in terms of health pool, and he would be pretty squishy if he lost all his soul in the Black Soulstone. So that is why, as Diablo, you don't really want to die as often as possible. You just in the early game want to get as much soul And you might sometimes see him in the lane, just killing creeps, just so he could get a little bit more extra soul to last him through the mid game. And that's interesting. So we're going to see also a Nephilim on the side of Candy, and that would be Vala. Vala is, okay, it's the next best thing, given the fact that we've got Zeratul and Nova being banned out already, which I didn't really have a chance to address there. Both of those heroes are fantastic because they are just stealthed up and, just not able to see very easily. You need a lot of skill to just be able to look at them, given the fact that they're just around you, stealthed up, and you're not just able to see them easily. So Vala in this instance is the next best thing, with some pretty good strafe shot coming in as well. There's a hungering arrow, some good skills coming to deal some good damage, but it's going to be up to their execution, and we'll see what's going to be done there as well. That's it. We're going to tie up the final pick here from Team Tincan, and I think it's going to be Malfurion. Malfurion is a pretty strong, well, you could say healer, but not really in that aspect as well. Personally, I prefer Brightwing. I prefer, those big CC kind of a hero. But Malfurion should still be alright. Right, so the first game might just start real soon, and the complete draft is right there. Right, in case you're wondering why they are just colorless in this draft, it's simply because I am not able to get images of them colored up looking so good. So the next best thing would just be that interesting position that they're in right now. So I'm waiting for the game to start, and I think we can actually go here. Right. Alright, very excited. My first official Heroes of the Stormcast coming in. And it would be on the map Cursed Hollow. This map has got some pretty insane objectives here. And let me just run you through what they are. So here we go, the loading in. First of all, you're going to have to collect some tributes. Every 3 tributes give you some pretty good curse. And the curse would make sure that your opponent's scripts are completely reduced to 1 hit point. And that means that any skill would just damage them. And I think because it's Cursed Hollow, picking Arthur's here is really insane. He's got some pretty good skills to just clear out creeps very easily. He's got also that Ice Aura skill that could just help him make sure that any creep in that area will die once it's cursed. As well as the fact that a cursed will sort of impose a bit of a non-attack status on your opponent's towers. So all of those will not deal any damage at all. Right, so before we go into the introduction of both teams here, let me just check through on the stream to just make sure that everything else is okay. Right, so it seems like we have everything pretty smooth here on the stream. I'm not looking at any drop frames yet. This is game 1, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So going in with the overlays all nicely set up already this time around. We're going to have some pretty good action going in forward here. And on the blue team, all the way on the left-hand side, it seems like it's going to be the team by Kiro. It's Team Candy. And Team Candy has got some pretty good synergy as well. They've got a Rega, Kiro playing as Rega, Candy as onto the Diablo. And it seems like they're setting up a bit of a gank first hand. But Maki there playing as the Anubarak, as well as Ray hiding behind as the Tasada. Last but not least, Vala here. Vampire Vala, pretty good skin there on Vexy as well. And on all the way from the red team is Singaporean team as well. That would be Team Ken. I just called them Teen Man before this game started here. And it's my bad, of course, but I'm hoping that everything else, they'll forgive me after today. Right, so Cobalt onto the Stitches, and hold it, here comes Lunchop from high. There goes a nice slow skill, missing the stun already. Cobalt not able to land that hook in niche as well. Some good sidestepping skills coming from Vexy. Of course, some good skills. The Strafe there, pretty good stuff from Vexy, of course. Underwater coming again from behind. Now, please shoot a little bit of trouble. Lunchop gonna hold off some area, but that is one hell of a hook all the way from baiting. Now, Vexy dropping really little Rega with those heals right now. Vexy still staying alive somehow. Underwater just hiding behind, looking for a stun. Not going there. The stun lands on Lunchop. Not enough damage. Goes in for a second one. Now gonna pull back, and that's it. The end of the whole engagement without a single kill just yet. There is no prize on the line here, but the winning team will represent Singapore to play against a Filipino team next week on Friday night as well. And this show is going to be on every night, 8 p.m. GMT +8. So thank you guys for tuning in. Do check in again next week and every other week as well. So, well, hold that thought because I know Barak comes in, misses the stun. Fleischer's still alive. Maki a little trouble right now. Diablo uses the fire skill. They're not able to do much of anything. Maki still gonna get walled in there. Nice body blocking action from Cobalt. Maki is still alive somehow. They're still dealing as much damage as possible, but those are tanks there. And there goes the Mortal Coil. Down goes Barak. Traitor King is gone. Now Kiro a lot of trouble. He goes down also. 2 kills for nothing. So far, both teams level 3. And already we're gonna see a lot of ganks in this game. Here's of the Storm is just all about this kind of ganks here. And hold that thought once again. Mixes the hook. Nice side step by Vexy here. And it seems like the skill of the stun will also not connect. Vexy, very skilled player indeed. Sidestepping almost literally every single skill from the arsenal of the raid team here. So meanwhile, you know, your tributes are not spawned in the early part of this game. Not until I think it's just like 3 minutes mark, something like that. Then you see the first tribute coming out. But before that, we're also going to see a lot of gang action happening already. 2 kills up for the raid team. And Taika's going to face off against Diablo at a mid lane here. Kiro going to swing by. But lack of a stun, proper stun that is, I don't think that it can actually pick up this kill here. There goes this bomb skill from Taika's is not going to do anything. Tirande unleashes a little bit of a scouting mechanic down south just to scout out this insane synergy. Kiro reaches out for the first tribute, lands the slowing totem behind. Loonchop's gonna get affected by that. Arthur swings by, still not gonna disengage the Kira. I think they're in the first tribute and gonna pull back here. 4 versus 5 situation. A 3-man stun from Anubara. Maki doing all the work so far. Loonchop is tanking up almost every single damage, but it seems like his HP is not gonna be enough. 2 healing skills already being used by blue team, and that's why they were able to stay alive for so long in that engagement. Stitches misses the hook unfortunately, and Maki's gonna pull back as well. Angelican in this area. And by the way, in case you guys are wondering what are some of these names that I'm talking about, it's actually the players' names here. So Cobalt is on the Stitches, and I actually haven't had a chance to talk about the respective players and what hero they're playing on the blue team, oh sorry, raid team, but I'll have that option real soon. Right, so hook is not going to connect as well. Tychus, by the way, guys, is being played by Angelican. And we got Malfurion by Please Shoot and Loonchop on Arthur's. Last but not least, Tirande being played by the other dude there. Anubarak swings by, misses the stun on Tychus. Tychus uses the machine gun running the mill, not able to do anything as well. There goes the heal from Kiro. And it does seem like we're going to see a second tribute spawning all the way up here. First one does go to team already. Angelican now going to try and do some damage there, but the stun is not going to miss. Nice side step there by Angelican as well. And here comes the rest of the chain gang choo-choo train from the raid team, moving in really quickly as well. Maki now trying to land extra stun on Loonchop. Loonchop misses the stun, but it secures the tribute. Not enough. Loonchop soaking up all the damage on the flip side. Diablo is taking a lot of damage as well from Angelican, but it's not really enough. Loonchop completely cut away from his teammate. 2 healing totem once again from the blue team, making sure that they stay alive in the whole engagement. Now Loonchop gonna try and fight against Maki. There goes the stun from Maki. It's not enough. They still really want to get this tribute here from the blue team. And meanwhile, on the top part of this game here, we're gonna see other dude face up against raid support versus support situation. And Loonchop gets stunned once again. Still no shield up on Loonchop. Not gonna be good as well. He goes down quickly. And some harassment on those wanting the tribute. Cobalt wants to go in. There goes a nice harassment once again. But it seems like they're not able to buy enough time for Loonchop to come back for a second. And Kiro is just about 3 seconds to get it done. Nope, still not gonna get it. Angelica now gonna try and run the machine gun bullets into Candy. But there goes the perfect hook. Coming up from Cobalt. Kiro's in a little bit of trouble right now, but that goes also extra support from his team. And Cobalt gonna pull back here. Vaxi is in his area as well. And now, oh, Tirande, you don't want to be here by yourself. The healing totem is gonna be used, and it seems like a good positioning. Loonchop has respawned already as the Arthurs. And the tribute is still on the ground. Nothing the raid team would do right now. I think they just ran out of steam. So Candy says the Diablo is gonna get that. They don't lose Maki in the meantime. There goes the stun. Mortal Coil as well. Maki sidesteps somewhere to nowhere and now able to run back out again. So good skills for Maki just to make sure that he's not dead in that position there as well. Meanwhile, mid lane we're gonna see already raid team's cannons are completely out of cannonball. So the tower's not gonna attack for a while. Needs to replenish those ammunition, and that's a very unique feature here in Heroes of the Storm. Meanwhile, down south, Vexy takes on some of those Sage Golem. And we're also going to see Kiro here by himself top lane with Candy S. And other dude is just doing such a good job soloing here. But alright, this is where it gets real. Because it's almost going to be level 10. And level 10 is really insane. And I really hate this interface right now. But Lunchop going in. He knows that his opponents are already level 10. This is not where you want to take a fight with the blue team. They have all the ultimates up. The red team needs just half EXP bar more. Alright, they are effectively going to try and pull back. So I will have this space here to talk about some of those skills. Kiro goes for Bloodlust, Apocalypse on Diablo, some chain skills in terms of stun, Archon up on Tasada, so he's not going for the wall, and Straf on Vala, of course. No Saint Vala will use that stun skill ultimate. Unless you got so much stun that you can just stack them as well. The third tribute goes to blue team, and this is the first curse on the red team as well. Stun from Maki, not gonna connect. Ray goes in Archon form up already. They cannot take this team fight simply because they're not level 10, and they're just waiting for it. But it seems like they're gonna take a lot more suffering right now. Bottom lane, it seems like those, fort towers are just going down as well. Diablo jumps in, Angelic in little trouble. There goes the slow, not enough for play there. Stun coming in from Tyrande, and there goes the Syndra. Gosa, they're finally level 10, and after leads the fray. Apocalypse connects on all four of them nicely as well. Faxi goes in, last hit goes down Malfurion in fact, and Candy S wants to the big machine monster there, not gonna get anything done on the flip side. Cobalt just dropping solo, but that's big ass, a lot of terror. Diablo, it seems like he's not gonna terrorize anyone further, just gonna die. He's got a black soul, so he's gonna come back in just 1 second here, very quickly as well. Angelic and London just so close, is just leading his life very vicariously there, dropping all the way down to just about 15% health. Really insane synergy we're seeing here tonight, coming out from both teams here. Of course, they do manage to secure the safety of this fort. It's really interesting. I cannot even click to see how much percentage it is, but it's good. So it's just about 55 to 60% health on this fort. And for the first time in this game, we're actually gonna have some space to breathe. So blue team now goes down south here to secure their own Great Golem. Very wise choice. They just completed one curse, completely free as well, not giving any of those tribute to the red team. And it seems like both teams decide to use a level 12 Grave Golem approach and this Curse Hollow Map. Malfurion lands the healing totem here just to make sure that he gets some good stuff going. And yeah, so now I think we can actually look at the traits here for the red team. We're gonna have Summon Syndra, Gosa up on Arthas, as well as Gorge from Stitcher. So this guy can actually chomp down someone from the blue team so far. And we also will have Commandeer Odin. So as you can see in the past fight there, Odin on Tychus is a very sick one. It actually gives him the pseudo second health. Shadow Stalk is just for utility purposes. And Tranquility there is pretty good skill. I would like to see Malfurion pick up the Silent skill post Tranquility as well, because that is just going to make sure that, he actually buys his team some pretty good time in the next team fight. Hero trying to just snatch out the Sage Golems all the way from the red team in the vicinity here. Seems like the overly heal-centric team, rather from the blue team, from Team Candy, is making sure that they're just able to stay longer in team fights with 2 healing totems. That's a lot of health regenerated over time here. Brave Golem leading the fray here for the push. They're just going all the way in already. And it seems like there goes the Syndra Gosa from Loonchop. It misses everyone except for the Sage Golem. Such a bad play. Apocalypse gonna connect. It connects on Loonchop. There goes the Arthas. Takes the fall. Tyrande completely left out here by himself as well. It's all that's left is just the Stitchers as well as the Tychus. Tychus 1 against 5. It seems like this is just gonna be that. And Odin comes out, but it is just not gonna be enough. It is dropping really low. Angelican takes the fall. 5-man genocide. Complete team wipe. Candy leads ahead here with level 15 is to 13. And they are going in for possibly the second fort already. And that is crazy because this is the one that's so close to base, and that is the Raven Tower there. You don't want to see it go down, because if it goes down, this is going to be the end of that game. Luncha respawns first. Very desperate measures there. That was just such bad engagement coming up from the Arthas, of course. Syndra Gosa didn't connect, but that is not the sole reason why they lost the team fight. It's because of the overly obsessive amount of heals that this team has. Tribute, once again, Candy looking just to make sure that it can actually take that up. And for the extra trait there just to make sure that the Owl skill can actually go through 2 heroes. That's actually very good to harass, but nope, it seems like Tribute will still go to blue team. And Tincan, 5-man under pressure right now. Do note they have the map pick for this first game, so in the second game they're gonna go with also they're gonna go with first pick for the second game, sorry, and Heroes team will then pick a map. Angelica now, a little bit of trouble. That's the DPS Tigers. You don't see the damage dealer go down, but down he goes. The healing tone a little out of touch, but this time Sinragosa connects on all four. Vexy jumps in, not enough damage as well. And Candy goes in, going for the extra stun potential from Diablo. Other dude's gonna land some extra stun there on Vexy and Ray. Malfurion lands a good stun, good hook there from Cobalt. But Ray is still alive, very tanky because of all those shield skills that he has. And it seems like the hard cam will be stolen away by the blue team. And Ray team is just so hard for them to keep themselves in this game right now. Anubarak with a bit of a split push. Maki here, gonna try and take flight. Stitcher's coming in on a little bit of a big, disgusting looking mound. But Maki is still able to stay alive for a little bit longer. And, you know, this guy, we've mentioned that he's not very tanky. But he's still a melee warrior. At the end of the day, that means that he is still able to suck up some damage. Maybe not a lot, like heroes like Arthur's who can just infinitely Mortal Coil himself or Death Coil himself just to get that extra HP back. But it's still good, you know. Especially with the fact that he's got a Locust Swarm. I like to see what is going to be this team's level 20 you know, trait that they're going to decide. Talent that they're going to decide. Not trait, sorry. Loonchop is in this area. And it seems like Fleischer is a little bit of trouble. Loonchop now going to come back in here. But it's dropping already so low. Healing Totem not being used in his vicinity. Meanwhile, we're going to see other dude also dropping. Tyrande takes the fall. And Angelican is going to pull back here. The whole team picks up the second tribute, and it seems like it's almost over. Can the Raid team, you know, just somehow get some EXP back here and hold of this big aggression from the blue team? They need to make sure that they kill Kiro first. Kiro as well as Tasada, both of those heroes are really irritating, but it seems like they're gonna just go on and knock on their Riven Tower right now. Vexy gets eaten alive, chumped down by the buffet looking guy. Cobalt now gonna try and burp him back out, but Vexy takes a lot of damage already. Might just drop to the fort here, lost of 2-3 hits, will not connect, and he's just gonna fall back, but finally the last hit from Odin is gonna secure that. Taika's doing some good job there. Now Candy gonna try and fall back, and here comes Sinragosa, connects really nicely on Candy as well as Kiro, and Diablo looking really like he's dying soon, but not gonna drop somehow, and Odin secures the kill at the end of the day. But it does seem like it's only a one Vala down situation because of that insane Black Soulstone trait on Diablo. Maki now looking like he's also looking like he's gonna drop real soon. The 3-man stun now gonna Burrow Strike away. Anything than Archon behind looking to kill the carry here. Ray by himself picks up Angelican, but he's gonna trade off with his own life real soon. Yep, he goes down, and Diablo comes back up for round 2, tries to go with a full revenge on Cobalt right now, but will not get anything. Apocalypse connects on all 3 really nicely. Loonchop is able to tank that one up so pretty well. And there goes also the stun from other dude, and here comes what looks like possibly the first tribute for the Raid team. Blue team is still in his vicinity, using the fire skill from Diablo, not able to land and connect a little bit of disengagement on Cobalt there. But the other dude's gonna try and pop back home right now, and this is just the first tribute for the Raid team. So far, we've already seen a total of 5 tributes going to the team. And what happened really in a big team fight was just the fact that a bit of a misplay from the whole team of the blue team. You saw that Tasada was just going crazy, going ham on Angelican. Yes, he does kill, you know, the damage dealer, you know, from the Raid team, but the cost is a little bit too expensive in my opinion. Completely, you know, just a huge mess for the blue team. They've got so many healers in the team. You just want to make sure that you just linger around your healers and try and pick a team fight. Also, if you realize that the Raid team, they don't really have very good CC mechanic, you don't see big wombo combos coming from them. They have got Sinragosa, they've got Stitcher's skills, they've got also Odin, but those are not really that big of a wombo combo crowd control position. More so on the blue team you see that happening, because they've got some pretty good synergy with the stun with Diablo and Vala just dealing a lot of damage. But it really amazes me that both teams didn't really go for big CC skills here, and it does seem like they're gonna go in here for the mid lane tier 2. Fort's gonna go down, the gate goes down as well. Loonchop struggling to hold this position here. Tribute spawns, that's the main reason why blue team decides to pull back. Diablo just trying to hold. Nope, the owl will connect on Ray. He clicks once again, trying really hard to get this tribute for the team, because this is gonna mean that it's cursed. But nope, the bomb as well as the owl from Tyrande is gonna connect. And Maki just buying some time for the team there, but still it's not enough. Maki dropping really low already, 50%, 20%, and might just die real soon. Barrel Strike to go back home, but will not get it done. Tribute still alive somehow. Sinragosa connects on Maki and as well as everyone behind him. And Death Coil goes in as well. There goes the stun coming from Loonchop, but it seems like Loonchop will be the one that gets chopped at the end. And he goes down. One man down from red team, still not enough to call it a day for the game yet. But it seems like they're gonna go ahead and accept this second curse. Losing also the hard cam in the meantime. Very well played, well drafted here by the blue team. Cobalt, solo defense on the top lane. You know, one interesting fact here for all of you guys is that this siege completely outranges those towers. So that's why they're called siege golems, and they can really just siege those towers from a very good distance. And Cobalt is just forced to defend the position. So here we have those minions all the way down at 1 health. So any skill at all coming in from the red team, or sorry, blue team, will kill them. In fact, the Crips is just gonna have such an easy time to push them. There is no nerf in terms of attack on those minions under curse effect, but their HP is already down to just 1. So Maki comes here, spawns a little bit of extra beetles there, those locusts. Actually, those are beetles, not locusts. Locust is his ultimate, my bad. Right, there goes the bomb from Angelican. Loon Chop in his vicinity. Here comes the Grave Golem from behind. This is stolen from the raid team, by the way. Nice Moonfire there. It's not enough, though. Angelican lands the bomb, stuns a little bit more. Here comes Rave, the hook, but unfortunately, the fort blocks the positioning there. Not able to hook him past the fort. Fort seems like it's going down. Once again, 3000 XP goes towards the blue team. And red team now in a very, very bad position. Grave Golem lands a stun. Other dude gets caught up in that one. Amaki follows with his own stun. Barrel strikes do not being used there. He goes in. Nothing at all. The Grave Golem lands a stun once again. Sinra goes in the opposite direction, going towards the throne, but it seems like the throne is going to fall, and game 1 goes directly to Candy. Very well played by the whole team. In general, that is just one insane draft from them. You see one very good tank as well as some crazy synergy coming up from the whole team. What's most notable is the fact that they've got 2 healers there. In fact, I wouldn't really classify Tasada as heal, but you could just see that that is just such a good utility skill. Kept most of his teammates alive in team fights. Rega with some pretty good heals as well. And so for the whole game there, we've seen the most death coming up from Arthas. But you know, his job is just to tank up as much as he can. And Stitches as well is only at 1 death, but not so much in terms of the fault here from raid team. It's a little more like the fact that the draft here coming from them is a little bit too inclined towards tanks. And tanks in this game, they are good, but you don't want to have too much tanks, because that is going to be a direct relation to losing out in terms of damage. And what I think really racked up this team here is just talent decision skills coming up from the blue team. They decided to go with double killing totem, and straight right off the bat you see that their heroes are just not able to die within the range of those healing totems. And that is just very, very good, insane skills here coming from the blue team. So very well done. And it seems like we're going for a little bit of a short break here, and we'll be right back in just about I think I'm just gonna call it for 3 minutes break. So sit tight, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Game 2 of the Storm Halls between Candy as well as Tincan is going to be up in just 3 minutes. Thank you for watching.